In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the solutions to the worksheet you've been working on for eliminations. The solution to number 3 is here in green. Remember, we talked about how you should flip the first equation to create this one here, and then rewrite the second and solve. You should have gotten these two solutions. If you did not, check your work and ask your teacher for more help. Number 4, I left you at the point where you should have multiplied everything by negative 19 so that the y's would disappear. This is what the first equation should have become. And remember, then we copy down our second equation and we start to eliminate from there. So now we're going to merge the equations and we see the y's start to disappear. And we see the x's. Now we'll have negative 149x equals, let's see, negative 1406 plus 363. I get negative 1043. And my final step is to divide both sides by negative 149 in order to get the x alone. That cancels. X is going to be positive 7. And now remember, our goal is always to find both x and y. So we go back one last time and we solve for y. Remember to go back to one of your original equations. So I'm going to go back to the first one that said 8x plus y equals 74. And I'm going to put 7 in for x. So 8 times 7 plus y equals 74. 56 plus y equals 74. Subtracting 56 from both sides, I'm going to get y equals 18. So those are my two solutions. X equals 7, y equals 18. So remember, if you're stuck, to ask your teacher and get some more help on this before you move on. I'm going to show you the answers to the next two and give you some hints on solving, and then you should pause the video and try them on your own. So the solutions to 5 and 6. Hopefully you got to look. Number 5 is quite tricky, so I'm going to take a look at 6 real quick because I know you can get started on number 6 and get it correct if you just get the right push. So notice that the x's are the same. So this is going to take a quick flip. So I'm going to flip everything in the bottom. So everything is going to flip to a negative, negative, negative. And that will create the x's to go away. And that's, remember, the same thing as multiplying by negative 1. So we multiply everything by negative 1 and it flips everything to its opposite. That'll help you get rid of the x's right away. Something similar will work for number 7. Number 7 is a pretty quick fix. Notice that the y's are going to be the easiest, just like number 4, because this has a 1 right here. And it's easy to change a 1 into a 3 by simply multiplying by 3. And remember, we don't need to make it positive or negative. It's already negative, so it'll cancel with this if we make it a negative 3. So my first equation will become 30x minus 3y equals negative 435. Now I can combine these two equations and solve for x and y. The solution for number 7, you should get x equal to negative 18 and y equal to negative 35 for this one. If you're not getting that answer, definitely ask your teacher and ask questions and figure out where you went wrong. Okay. The next two, let's give you some hints, and then you'll want to try them on your own and ask your questions of your teacher. So notice we have very similar quantities here. So figure out what you can do to eliminate the x's. Okay. Number 9 is going to be complicated like 5, so notice I've left those behind. We're going to talk through one of those in just a moment. But 12 is very similar to 8. Notice it has the same values for the 12 x's here. So they're both the same, and I need to somehow eliminate the x's. So think about what step we've been doing to help us do that. Last two hints, for 10 and 11, you're going to want to eliminate x. So figure out what to do to make the x's go away here. Figure out what to do to make the x's go away here. I'm not going to help you anymore on those problems. I will post the solutions in a moment. But first I want to share how to do number 5. Number 5 is probably the most complicated one that you've seen since you've learned elimination. So question number 5, it's tricky because we got to figure out a way to make these the same, and they're very different numbers. So 11 and 17, there's nothing I can see real quick to multiply by to make them the same. Same thing here. So here's the trick. Sometimes we have to multiply both equations by something. And often we want to multiply the equation by what the other one has. So I'm going to make the 7, and I'm going to times it by 9. And on the top equation, I'm going to times that one by -7. Here's why this is helpful. The top equation becomes -63, because 7 times 9 is 63. X plus, let's see, timesing the 17 by -7. I'm going to get -119y equals, I have to times the 475 by -7. And I get 3,325. Now look at what we're going to get in the bottom one. In the bottom one, we're going to do 9 times 7. We're also going to get 63, but it's positive this time. So the x's will eliminate, but I have to do it everywhere. 99 at y equals -285 times 9, which is -2,565. Now the x's will eliminate because they are the same. So what we did here is the 9, we use that to multiply the 7, and the 7, we use that to multiply by the 9. But since neither of them were negative, they're both positives, we had to multiply one of them by negative. So sometimes you have to use the same number to multiply the other one by in order to make them eliminate. So give that a shot, but number 5 and number 9 are challenges. So if this is really hard for you, that's okay. You should be able to do all of the other ones, but 5 and 9 might be extra hard. So give them a shot, see if you can get the right answers. I'll post the answers here so you can see if your answers are right. Here are the rest of the solutions to the problems for numbers 5 through 12. Once again, ask your teacher if you're not getting these solutions correct, but definitely check your own work as well if your teacher's not available.